Today's the day we upset one of the big boys, Fiorentina. That's if you class Fiorentina as one of the big boys. I do, actually. I think Fiorentina, they've been in Serie A for a long time. They're 7th at the moment, and I would take a scalp of 7th place Fiorentina today. Well, of course I would. I'd actually take a draw against 7th place Fiorentina today, but that's by the by. I think we can beat them. We've also got some interesting players to talk about, so come on, let's go. Welcome back. We're in 16th place in Serie A, which is not brilliant, is it? 20 points. Milan up there on 51 points. But look, some of the teams around us here, we've got a couple of games in hand on some of those, so don't worry too much. What we've got to do is win one or two, and we start to creep up that table quite quickly, because, all the way up to Cagliari there, it's pretty close, isn't it? I mean, a win, if none of these teams win, could take us up to 12th place. Roma struggling there as well, actually, I've just noticed, and Sampdoria, both on 21 points. So 20 points doesn't look that bad when you consider that Sampdoria and Roma are both only on 21 points. There's still hope, we can... we are kind of halfway through the season, but there is still hope that we can stay up. We haven't been in the relegation zone yet, and I don't intend to start today. So since you were last with us, here's what's happened. Obviously, we got beaten by Roma. Now, the good news is we've stopped drawing. The bad news is we've started losing a few as well. Obviously, we lost to Roma 3-0. We then lost to Sampdoria 2-1. Gambato scored a goal. Milan, we got absolutely hammered 3-0. The less said about that, the better. Empoli, again, Gambato on the scorecard, and we won that 2-1. Spal, we won 1-0. Portanova with the goal. Then we had a little bit of a break, kind of mid-season break thing, which I don't know what that was for, really. We had a player sent off. We should have won that game by a lot more, but we played very, very badly. And the fact that Nico got sent off didn't make any difference. We were playing badly before he got sent off. Torino. Now, this is an interesting one. The Italian Cup first round. This makes me happy, this. Torino absolutely hammered us. Honestly, they were just absolutely smashing us all game. We got a penalty in the 69th minute, Della Latta scored it, and then they just kept smashing us and just couldn't come back. I don't know how it was just an amazing feat by our defenders. It doesn't look like it there. They haven't got particularly good ratings, but just did brilliantly to hold on and get the win. And that now means that we are in the Italian Cup quarter-final. Coppa Italia quarter-final. So against Napoli, which is going to be difficult, obviously, but that's going to be the next game on the channel, so be amazing. I mean, we've already done a cup run, really, by getting to the quarter-final. I class that as our cup run done, really, even if we don't get past this. So yeah, based on that idea of, like, the hope of winning an Italian Cup quarter-final against Napoli, then we have the result of 5-2 to relegation bum buddies Benevento. Yeah, Benevento also predicted to be scrabbling around the relegation spots with us. But yeah, we lost that game 5-2, and honestly, I really don't know what happened. What can you do? It was just one of those games. It was incredibly annoying because obviously that's a game that would be really, really good if we could win, because they're going to be in and around us when it comes to the end of the season. But we didn't. On a more positive note, you'll notice that Robel Gambato scored 2 goals. Robel Gambato is a striker who we bought for 22k a couple of seasons ago. I say we bought him. I think it was actually my director of football. In fact, I know it was my director of football. I'm trying to take the credit for it. I can't take the credit for it. It was my director of football, for God's sake. But he's played 25 games for us and he's scored 13 goals so far, which is brilliant. He's got a trait since he's been here, runs with ball often. It's crazy to think that he's played 25 games for us and he's only 19 years old still. But this kid is really, really good. 16 acceleration, 15 dribbling, 14 first touch, pace 15. I'm really impressed with his positioning. He always seems to be in good positions to receive the ball. And when he gets it, when he runs at players, he looks incredibly, incredibly dangerous. So I'm really, really pleased with him. 7 appearances this season in Serie A, 7 goals. And then his recent form as well, like 4 games ago, he got an 8.4 rating. The last game, he got an 8.7 rating. The kid is on fire. Having said that, He's not playing today. So if you saw the last game, you'll have seen that we've developed a kind of way of dealing with Fiorentina. I say dealing with them, it's just a few little tweaks that we can do to sort of hopefully make a difference. But this is what they are, essentially. It's number one is putting Bikash Maraglia up front, who as a target man. Now, who's Bikash Maraglia? Let's get onto that. Let's address that first. Bikash Maraglia is an 18-year-old who's on loan at the moment from Atalanta. And he played a game for us ages ago. He scored a goal and then he got injured. And I think I told you about him on the channel. Kind of gave him a brief mention. But now he's back from injury. He's played in some more games for us, and he hasn't been particularly incredible. But he does do things that I really like. So I'm hopeful for him. I think he can be a good player. The reason we're playing him today is that they are weak in the air. With his jumping reach of 15. His heading of 13, he's a good player to have up there playing in that position. He's going to be playing as a target man on support, which means that what he's going to be trying to do is knock the ball down to the people in and around him. So we're going to try and deliver the ball to his head and then he will knock it down. So the other thing is that we do have this new guy. So Tashreeq Matthews has come in from Borussia Dortmund. We had a bit of a transfer window open. We've brought him in on loan. He looks like an exciting player. And the good thing about him is that he can play as a trequartista, which is what we've been kind of testing Manolo Portanova in that role. And he hasn't been incredible in it. He hasn't been as good as he has been in the past. So I think I'm going to kind of rotate between the two of them. But he's got 18 acceleration. He's fairly determined, 15 pace. He's got some decent attributes. He's played one game for us so far. It wasn't incredible, but I do have high hopes for this guy. So I'm hoping he's going to do something. He's also only 5'8" and 9 stone. So hopefully, rather than getting blown away, he blows them away. So let's have a quick scan over Fiorentina before we get into the tactic and the match itself. So Fiorentina, purple, like purple, good. Founded 1926. Good training facilities, good youth facilities. They're a good team. They've been in Serie A for a long, long time. Won 2 Serie A's. They've won a European Cup. They've won 6 Italian Cups. They're a decent side. And some of their current players look quite interesting. We've got this guy, Patrick Cutrone, who we're a little bit scared of because he's done 20 appearances, scored 11 goals. We've also got Inglese up front, who looks like a decent player. We're a little bit scared of him as well. And then this guy who looks really interesting, Juan David Torres. And he is only 19 years old, 19-year-old Colombian, knocks ball past opponent, runs with ball often. And he looks like a very, very good player. So they've got some people that we need to be a little bit afraid of. Their form hasn't been brilliant. They're coming off the back of 2 losses, a draw, and 2 wins. Although the wins are on this side of that fixture list, so that's a little bit worrying. Maybe they're going to be kind of, on the crest of a wave a little bit there. So let's hope not. Gabriel Batistuta, Rui Costa, Roberto Baggio. Just insane. Giuseppe Rossi. There's just so many names in there. So they've had some brilliant people play for them. And a club with a great history. So in terms of things we're going to exploit today, number one is we've already touched on Maraglia's heading ability. That's something that we're going to look to exploit. The other things were, if I remember correctly, a rather high 8 of the 26 goals conceded in the last 20 matches have arrived in the first 15 minutes. So we're going to go attacking in the first 15 minutes and then straight back down to cautious after the first 15 minutes because that's when they score most of their goals. Then 8 of the 22 assists conceded in the last 20 matches have come from crosses. So Pagreffi's aerial ability might help to exploit that. That's useful. That's not something we need to change. It's just useful to know. The other thing that we want to do is 7 of the 22 assists conceded in the last 20 matches have come from the left side of the pitch, which means if we attack down the right, we will be exploiting their left. Here we are, back at the tactics screen. We've already touched on it, but Maraglia up front as a target man, and I just want to explain that decision a little bit so we know that they're weak in the air and his heading is going to be an advantage. So in terms of a target man, on a support duty, a target man will look to win flick-ons and play simple possession passes to his teammates to bring them into play. I'm hoping that we might deliver some balls to his head and he can flick them on for other players like Matthews to run onto and Zelalem as he's bombing forward. Matthews is playing as a trequartista. Again, this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. Previously, that position has always just been either an attacking midfielder or an advanced playmaker, and it's been Manolo Portanova in that role. And he's a good player. He's been doing it well. But I've been testing him as a trequartista, and it's not a natural position for him to play. But the description of a trequartista is something that I want the player that's in this position on the field to be doing for us. So the trequartista can operate in the attacking midfield or centre forward positions. Similar to the advanced playmaker in that he aims to drop into the holes between the opposition's midfield and defence, the trequartista does far less defensively and simply drifts around looking for space when the team is not in possession. So you need quite an intelligent player to be able to do that, obviously. But also, I'm finding that our man up front is getting a little bit isolated, so I think that trequartista can probably fill that gap a little bit better and make it feel a little bit more like we've got two people up front. The rest is pretty much as was, really. I might as well carry on working backwards. We've got Della Latta, Pompetti, Zelalem across the middle. Pompetti on a defensive mentality there. Ignacio on the left and Triani on the right. And then we've got Pegreffi, Silva, Bertoncini across the back and Believe in goal. So we're starting on an attacking mentality, obviously, for the first 15 minutes. I need to keep an eye on the clock here because their goals seem to be scored between I think it was something like the 16th and the 35th minute or something like that. So as soon as it hits that 16-minute mark, we're in danger, so we need to go back more cautious. But we're also going to be focusing play down the right, as discussed. Also, we have got put on distribute to target man. It's just an extension of that idea of Miraglia playing up front and nodding the ball onto people. And then everything else is as is, really. Do I think we're going to do anything? No. Here we go. I've just whacked myself in the face trying to psych myself up for this, like doing like what boxers do and stuff, like slapping myself in the face. Anyway, you don't need to know that. Let's carry on. I'm going to give it to the assistant. I do things slightly differently when I'm recording. It's weird. It's a funny experience to be recording FM while you're playing it. If you make content, you'll know what I mean. Oh look, it's been left on full match. Oh, that's embarrassing. If you make content, you'll know what I mean. There's something weird about talking on camera, but yeah, it makes you do things differently to how you normally would. 10 minutes, nothing's happened. Oh god, 15 minutes and 16. We could be in trouble here. This is when they go good. Matthews to Della Latta. Pegreffi. This is the first attack we've had in the first 15 minutes. This is dire, isn't it? Miraglia. Zelalem. Triani. Oh, and he scored! Yes, it's worked! It fucking worked! Can you believe it? Can you believe it? I am immediately going cautious after this, and we're going to soak up the pressure. Come on, we can fucking do this now. We can do it. Cautious. Oh god, did I go cautious quick enough? Oh god! Here's Di Ignazio. Oh my goodness, and he's picked out Triani again. What can Triani do? Not much happening, but we've got the throw in. Pegreffi to Zelalem. Oh, what was that? No, it wasn't. Oh, here we go. Counter-attack. Vieto. Good challenge, whoever that was. Hanko breadcrumbs with a throw. Catrone to Chirichez. Vieto. Oh, that's a good ball to Catrone. That's a very good, but that was one of those balls where you just know as soon as he's hit it, that's a goal. That's too good a delivery for him not to score from. That was brilliant. Do you remember Football Manager before balls could curve? Weird, isn't it? Yeah, things are a bit shaky now, aren't they? Catrone, Meunier, they're starting to pick up. Bertoncini, Zelalem. Here we go, though. Miraglia. Di Ignazio. Miraglia. Della Latta. Zelalem. Miraglia. We're playing well. I mean, we do nice little passing movements like that. We're just lacking up front a little bit. It's like the two players up front are just too isolated. Torres. It's that guy, Juan David Torres. What a player he's going to be. Ugh. I mean, tap in, but... Come on. Oh, dropped down to 16th position. Pogreffi. Believe. Bit slow. Gomez. Zelalem. Here's Matthews. Matthews with a good ball to Di Ignazio. Ooh, just overshot Miraglia a little bit, but he's got hold of it. Managed to get it out to Troiani. Di Ignazio. Have a shot? No. He's not the best at shooting from that kind of area, Di Ignazio. They've only had one more shot than us. Oh my god, off the line again. Ooh, this is close. Oh no. What a good save by Believe. Corner. Pizzi takes it. Pizzi to Inglesi. Oh, Zelalem clears. Run for it, Miraglia. Right. 2 minutes of added time. And they're up. And it's half time. It's 2-1, but it's not too bad. It's they've had 7 shots, we've had 4. We've had 61% of the possession. Okay, so no changes at the second half. I've decided to give Miraglia a little bit longer, and Matthews is only on a 6.3 rating, so he might be one that we look to take off. But we'll see how they go for now. 50 minutes, and it looks like Fiorentina are going to get a chance. Benassi, Pizzi, Chirichis, Pizzi, Torres. Say his name differently every time. Gomez, Hanko, Glazy, Torres. Take it off him, someone. Pogreffi, Delalata, Matthews. What can you do, Matthews? You're supposed to be fast. Zelalem. Troiani. To nobody. And that's happened too often this season. Right, I'm going to attack him. 8 shots to 4. Catrone, 9 shots to 4 now. Munier with the throw. Zelalem clears. Benassi to Pizzi. Benassi out to Hanko. They're having a lot of the pressure here. Munier. Benassi. I don't want to say it. Don't say it because something will go wrong. Zelalem. Oh, God. Oh, good tackle. Matthews, run. Run. Oh, Matthews. Inglesi has come off and Giovanni Simeone has come on. Pizzi to Vieto. They've got a man over on the wing there. Oh, Chirichis finds him. It's Munier. Munier to Simeone. Let's go with a much higher tempo. Shorter passing. We don't need to distribute to the target man anymore. Pull that back a little bit. Just to get him involved a little bit more. Hopefully this will make a difference. Laborne on for Pampetti, Gambato on for Miraglia, and Portanova on for Matthews, and there's Zelalem with a shot straight away. Come on. Zelalem with the corner, straight to the goalkeeper. Disappointing. We could have drawn this game. We should have drawn this game. Munier. Oh my goodness, what are you doing, Believe? Just get it. What are you doing? Get it! Get it! Oh God, pick it up, for fuck's sake. Pizzi. Bertoncini clears. Only as far as Torres, who finds Pizzi again. Out for a throw-in. No, come on. 89 minutes, 90 minutes, 2 minutes. Oh, this is good. Whistle's gonna go. No, whistle's gonna go. 92 minutes, and I really feel like we could have done something. I really feel like we could have done something today. That's really disappointing because I don't think we were bad. We had more possession. I mean, they had a lot more shots, but oh, that's disappointing. We're still in 16th position. Nothing's changed, so that's one thing, I suppose. And we've still got a game in hand on a couple of those teams. We've still got 2 games in hand on Genoa, actually. So, you know, I'm trying to find reasons to be cheerful about this. But it wasn't... It was. We lost. I'm trying to be positive, but it's like we lost again. There's only so many losses you can take, isn't there? I mean, like, look, we've got a couple of... This is deceptive. We got a couple of wins here, but that doesn't count. That doesn't count. So, yeah, we could have done something against them, but surely we should be able to do something against Chievo, Cagliari. I don't know, actually. Oh, it's going to be tough, isn't it? It's going to be tough. yeah, so it's beginning to sink in, I think, that we are not really good enough for this league. We're not that far off, but we're not quite good enough, and it's just too many times that we play a team like that and we do quite well, but just not quite good enough. And it's not a massive amount that we're missing, it's just they're better teams. And it's not that we're doing anything wrong, it's just that they're better teams. And there's only so much you can do when they're better teams. So it's just a case of crossing our fingers, I think. Only luck can get us through now. But there's still the cup. We're still in the cup and we're playing Napoli. And that'll be the film next week, so make sure you come back for that. You know, maybe we can win the cup.